Are these new drugs a miracle cure, a silver bullet for weight loss? Can anybody take them? Are they safe?
Have we come across a medical miracle for the first time in the history of man? A weight loss medication, an intervention, a retroactive medication that will actually allow us to lose the weight without any repercussions. That's what they would have us believe, and that's what I want to talk about in today's video. She's using a weight loss drug, and she calls it a gift. I am a carnivore for 2 years now, and I want to debunk this absolute garbage with the goal of helping people avoid a path that could be dangerous, life-threatening, and take years off of their life. It's a very, very serious issue. Let's jump into this video.
This morning, Oprah sharing a head-turning revelation. The superstar admitting she uses a weight loss medication as part of her health routine, telling people, "I now use it as I feel I need it, as a tool to manage not yo-yoing." Oprah saying the fact there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like relief, like redemption, like a gift. I'm absolutely done with shaming from other people and particularly myself.
First thing I want to say is it is absolutely unacceptable to shame or bully or blame someone for their weight issues. I feel horrible for Oprah for yo-yo dieting for years and years because I've done that myself, and probably almost every one of you listening has done that as well. The reason that I yo-yoed for so many years, and the reason that you yo-yoed and so many people have, is because we're addicted to carbohydrates and we're addicted to the standard American diet. There should be no shame there from others or ourselves because we were born into a broken system that we were addicted to, and it was normalized. These foods are highly addictive, and what happens? You do everything in your willpower to restrict these things. You lose a little bit of weight, and then you try to moderate these things, and all of the weight comes back. And you do that over and over and over again. It is precisely exactly the same as if you were addicted to alcohol, and then you abstained from alcohol for a couple weeks, started feeling incredible, and then you said, now I'm going to moderate that alcohol. You would yo-yo and you'd be full-blown alcoholic going on a bender again, and you would repeat that cycle over and over again. This is in no way different, but nobody should be bullying or shaming anyone.
While not naming the specific drug she takes, Oprah opening up about the pain she's endured in her weight loss struggles. It was public sport to make fun of me for 25 years.
Not cool.
She says her change of heart about weight loss drugs came this summer when she hosted a special about slimming down and made these comments.
When I first started hearing about the weight loss drugs, I felt I've got to do this on my own because if I take the drug, that's the easy way out.
If I take the drug, that's the easy way out. It's a harsh truth, but it's not even true. But because I don't believe it is the easy way out. I believe there's long-term repercussions and short-term repercussions from taking these medications. It's the impossible way out. You are trying to outsmart Mother Nature. You are trying to game a system. The reason Oprah is overweight is because she's addicted and she's consuming excess carbohydrates. She's trying to find a solution to continue consuming carbohydrates while you're malnourishing your body. We're not nourishing our body with the proper fats and proteins that our bodies have thrived on for as long as we've breathed air and drank water.
We have been eating red meat as a human species for exactly the same number of days as we've been drinking water and breathing air.
You're basically malnourished with excess carbohydrates that you don't need that end up getting stored as fat. And then you're going to take a pill that allows you to continue those foolish and incorrect behaviors that got you there in the first place. It messes with your hormones, and you end up with gastroparesis and your stomach empties slower. And there's all sorts of downstream side effects from this. But if we simplify it, it'll be the first time in the history of man that we've successfully been able to outsmart Mother Nature and continue doing the wrong thing over and over again. It'll be the first time we can completely ignore the root cause of the issue and then make this little medical pharmaceutical workaround. For the first time in history, this should be an absolute miracle if this drug actually works, because in the history of mankind, it's never happened. We're going to talk about that a little bit.
The biggest aha. I realized I'd been blaming myself all these years for being overweight, and I have a predisposition that no amount of willpower is going to control. Obesity is a disease.
Obesity is not a disease. You have an addiction that's causing your obesity. And that addiction is because you're eating improper, unnatural foods that we were never intended to eat as humans. The answer is abstinence. You are not supposed to continue drinking alcohol if you're an alcoholic. It's not a matter of willpower. It's not a matter of shaming yourself. There should be no shame at all. It's an addiction that you were born into, by the way.
Public reaction to her change in attitude about weight loss drugs has been mixed.
She said it was the easy way out early on, making other people question. It's counting points, which
For years, Oprah has been the face of Weight Watchers and is a part owner of the company. She says now using a weight loss drug is only one part of her regimen.
This is one of the things that drives me insane the most. Oprah, you have all the resources in the world. Whether you decide to do Weight Watchers, plant-based vegetarian diet, keto, carnivore diet, no matter what you want to do, why not just do it in the privacy of your own home without putting your name behind it and putting your influence behind it and literally influencing millions and millions of people? You were paid millions of dollars to be the face of Weight Watchers, and you sent so many people down that rabbit hole of failure. Why didn't you succeed at Weight Watchers, Oprah? You're telling all these people to do it. How many people followed your advice only to fail and only perpetuate their health issues when they could have found true and real healing? That's my biggest issue with so much of this stuff and so many of these celebrities we're seeing right now promoting these GLP-1 medications. If you want to use it, it's your body. If you're willing to take the risk, it's your body. But why go out there and announce this to the world and tout it to the world and sell it to the world when there's so many people out there that are hopeless and desperate and they'll do anything, and you're going to lead them down the wrong path again, which Oprah has been doing for decades and decades. I'm sorry if that's harsh, but that's the truth. She's had weight loss after weight loss, remedy and solution, and all have been failures. But now we're supposed to believe this novel drug that hasn't been around for a couple years. This is going to be the fix. This is going to be the cure-all. This is going to be the miracle. Because in the history of mankind, we've never had a weight loss medication that has worked successfully without detrimental, life-risking, life-taking side effects. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second.
That includes counting points, regular exercise, eating her last meal at 4 o'clock, and drinking a gallon of water.
Counting points. The other thing I want to say with Weight Watchers really quick. That's why they call it Weight Watchers, because you're going to watch your weight for your entire life. Why is it called Weight Losers? Shouldn't you be losing the weight? Isn't that the goal? Or is the weight to sit there and count points and try to moderate your addiction and starve yourself all week so you can have a bender on the weekend with some apple pie and some junk food, only to gain all that weight back while also wrecking your metabolic health, disturbing your hormones, and all sorts of downstream side effects with sleep and weakened immune system and all of these things? I go back to first principles. What humans have done since the start of time is correct. Fight me on it, anyone. Argue me on it, anyone. Debate me on that, anyone. It is the truth. Since the start of time, we weren't cavemen counting calories. We weren't having these apps and devices to sit there and count our macros and count our carbs and count our calories and limit ourselves. Never throughout history has man had to go out into the wild and try to limit themselves. It's craziness. It's unsustainable craziness. You may be able to sustain it for a couple weeks or a couple months, and then you're going to gain all the weight back. And that's one of the most horrible things in the world. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is not to try to be like, oh, I'm right and she's wrong. I want to help people. There's so many people in the world that are suffering. And this isn't just suffering from a vanity thing. I have too many pounds. You end up with type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease. It weakens your immune system. It causes depression. It causes anxiety. It steals our humanity from us. There's all sorts of downstream issues, and chronic inflammation being a huge one. Weight Watchers allows you to remain chronically inflamed for years and years and decades and decades. What are the end results of systemic chronic inflammation for decades? Cancer, Alzheimer's, type 2 diabetes, dementia. Walking around in the world right now, you go to the store and there's people with limbs amputated from type 2 diabetes, from insulin resistance and chronic inflammation, which these things allow to continue happening. It's insanity.
Health top of mind for the media mogul ahead of her 70th birthday next month.
Dr. Raj, good morning. So what do you think of what Oprah said and how she's using these drugs?
I think it's a great thing.
I think it's a great thing. Of course, it's a great thing that she's using a medical intervention to lose weight, that it's brand new, it's novel in the history of mankind. Let's go over some of these right now. You guys remember Fen-Phen? That was a big weight loss drug. What was that, in the 90s? I had an aunt and uncle that took that, lost a whole bunch of weight. We said, what are you doing? They said, we're taking Fen-Phen. A couple months later, they were off it. Heart valve issues, heart attacks, heart disease. People were dying from it. They pulled it. Ephedra was another one. Quick interruption. Today's video is sponsored proudly by ButcherBox. They recently launched a new initiative where you can support your local USA American farmers. Support American farmers with this new U.S. pasture-raised beef from ButcherBox. This is USDA choice meat. Look at this ribeye. It's absolutely fantastic. The cows are never in feedlots. They're pasture-raised. There's no antibiotics, no hormones. You're supporting a local American farmer. I get so many people asking me, how can I do that? Now you can do it with ButcherBox. There's more details, including a really special offer if you use the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now back to today's video. Metabolife was another one. I want you to go back. I want you to leave a comment. If anyone can right now, I will give you $1,000 of my own money. I'll PayPal it to you. If you can show me a successful weight loss drug that humans have taken that's helped them to lose weight safely and effectively long-term without repercussions. These other drugs were pulled because people were dying from them. Some of these effects were years later. It's craziness. This is my biggest point of this entire video and my biggest argument against these GLP-1 medications. You can't outsmart Mother Nature. It's never worked in the history of man. That should be case closed right there. But second to that, if you don't agree with that argument, in the history of mankind, this would be a miracle drug. These GLP-1s would be an absolute miracle drug that we've never been able to do in the history of mankind. We've never had a successful weight loss drug without detrimental, life-threatening side effects down the road. Some of them were years later, but every single weight loss solution we've ever had has had that happen. You're meaning to tell me this one's going to be different. This is going to be it. This is going to be an absolute miracle. It's going to be against all odds. It should be the story of the century. It should be front page news. We don't know yet, though. And what we're seeing already has been insane. Gastroparesis, suicide, depression, anxiety, and there's even more, and this doctor gets into a little bit of that here.
Because we watched Oprah struggle with weight. And what she's saying now, which I think is wonderful, is she has realized obesity is a biological condition.
I absolutely hate this advice. I don't care that you're a doctor. I don't care what it is. What you're doing right there is telling people this is just you. There's something wrong with you. You have some sort of genetic or biological flaw in your system, and there's nothing you can ever do about it. And therefore, the only solution is to take this potentially harmful medication. There's nothing else we can do about it. And that is what I hate about modern medicine. We are told that as humans over and over and over again. You go to the doctors, you have type 2 diabetes. The majority of people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes believes it's something wrong with them. There's just something in my genetics. I can't handle carbohydrates. The truth of the matter is there's a root cause for your diabetes. It's excessive carbohydrate consumption. You stop the carbohydrates, the type 2 diabetes goes away in every single case. Every single case. But people don't realize that, and doctors like this tell people it's biological, it's genetic, it's a fluke, it's just you. It's blaming them, and it's wrong, and it perpetuates the problem, and it leads them down a road of conveniently lifetime medication and big healthcare, costing them thousands of dollars, millions of dollars over the course of their life. Conveniently, that's the solution when you phrase the problem that way.
So I think it's great that she's sort of lifting the shame off of this medical condition and, taking the drugs out of it. The fact that she's saying this is a
medical condition. So if I drink alcohol and I couldn't stop drinking alcohol, that's a medical condition. It's an addiction. She's addicted. It's not a medical condition.
Condition that you should get treated and not feel guilty about.
She was looking really good before she started taking those drugs. These drugs there are things that come along with it. If you stop taking the drug, does the weight automatically come back on?
It does, absolutely. And now
it does, absolutely. So a lot of people don't realize this. They think, I need to lose some weight. I saw Oprah lost some weight, so I'm going to take some Ozempic. It's a lifelong drug you're supposed to take for the rest of your life. And the second you stop taking it, not only do you gain the weight back, you gain all the weight back and then some. And then many of the people that end up in that place, their gut is completely destroyed. They have gastroparesis. Some of them have Ozempic face. A lot of them end up horribly, horribly depressed because all disease begins in the gut, and these medications are affecting the gut.
Now, there's studies coming out all the time now showing that that's the case, that these are really maintenance drugs. And I think everyone should realize the studies that are done that show promising results from these medications are done in people who are eating healthily and, exercising as well.
I hate this advice. I hate it so much. I heard Dr. Mike talk about this recently, where he says these are okay in certain situations if you're doing it with a doctor, that they can help you get back on track, but then you need to realize that you need to eat properly and exercise afterwards. Well, if the person isn't eating properly right now and exercising now, what makes you think that after they take this shortcut of medication, they're going to be able to eat properly and exercise afterwards? It's a complete joke. It's setting people up for failure, and it's very dangerous.
Dr. Rush, as someone who has prescribed these drugs, who prescribes these drugs, there are a number of them on the market now. There's been some research conducted that it suppresses the craving for drinking, that it can help you curb gambling, that I mean, if to a lot of folks, these drugs sound almost too good to be true. Are you at all concerned that 5, 10 years from now, we're going to look back on this and we're all going to think, wow, we were wrong?
Well, with any relatively new medication, there is a concern about what are the long-term effects. And
Yeah, don't worry about it. If we don't look back 5 or 10 years from now and there aren't any side effects from this, it'll be an absolute miracle drug that we've never seen in the history of man before. And people are just like, yep, I guess that's what's going to happen. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. So first principles, you can't outsmart Mother Nature. The root cause of people being obese is the fact that they're addicted and they're consuming foods that they shouldn't be consuming. They need to return to what is natural foods that humans are intended to eat. Proper human diet, as Dr. Ken Berry would say, it's really that simple. You have to abstain from the addiction and overcome it. Leave a comment down below. Do you guys think that these GLP-1s, Ozempic, these are actually the miracle drug for the first time in history? We're going to be able to outsmart Mother Nature, and we're going to be able to not address the root cause of the problem and then game that system with some sort of medication. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. If you're interested in learning more about what I'm doing, I'm filming a documentary from people that have decided to not do this and return to what is natural and eat a proper human diet to overcome incredible health issues, not just obesity, type 2 diabetes, depression, fertility issues, autoimmune disorders. We're following these people over the course of 1 year, and we want to share it with the world. We want to give people hope. There's so many people that are sick and hopeless in the world right now that don't need to be. If you'd like to donate to our documentary, please visit donate.healinghumanity.movie. And if you enjoyed this video, you're going to want to watch this other reaction video I did right here in the corner of your screen. Thanks so much for watching. Beep.